I'm John, your YouTube English teacher. In this lesson, we're going to learn 18 phrasal verbs for spring. Don't forget, you can join my free Telegram group. There, I post things like news in English with vocabulary, common errors, and other things. Come hang out. The link is in the description. Now, let's go. Number 1, come out. It's been cloudy all morning. I know. I was starting to worry our picnic would be ruined. Look, the sun is finally starting to come out. Perfect timing. Now we can really enjoy the day. The sun is starting to come out. To appear or become visible after being hidden. After a week of rain, the sun finally came out. The stars come out when there are clear skies. We use come in this situation because the sun is moving in our direction. When something is moving away from us, we would use the verb go instead. I have a video on my channel explaining the difference between go and come. Number 2, thaw out. I can't believe how frozen the ground is this morning. This isn't supposed to happen during spring. Yeah, but it's going to be warm today. That's good. Everything should start to thaw out soon. I hope so. I hate the cold. The ground is starting to thaw out. To become unfrozen after being solid. After the long winter, the lake finally thawed out. We had to wait for the meat to thaw out before cooking. Thaw out specifically refers to things that are frozen inside, like solids. That's why we use the word out here, because it's like we're pushing out the frozen temperatures. Number 3, melt away. Look at that snow on the rooftop. That won't be there long. The sun is starting to come out. I'm glad. I'm ready for spring. Me too. Soon all this snow will just melt away. The snow on the rooftop is starting to melt away. To slowly disappear or dissolve. The snow started to melt away as spring started. If you leave ice cubes out, they're going to melt away. The verb melt specifically refers to something solid becoming liquid. It's different than the verb thaw. A good way to remember the word away is something that disappears from your vision. If something melts, that's just the normal verb. But if it melts away, it's out of your vision. Number 4, wake up. Things have been so cold for a few months. Yeah, but spring starts next week. It's about time. I can't wait for better weather. I love when the plants wake up, too. The whole world becomes greener. The whole world seems to wake up in spring. To stop being dormant. The garden began to wake up after the long winter. The plants woke up after winter and the town came alive. Dormant is a word for sleeping. So when something wakes up, it stops sleeping. This is a normal and basic verb, but it's appropriate for spring because spring is the season of rebirth. Number 5, break through. It's supposed to be spring, but it doesn't feel like it. It was warmer last week, but now we have snow. I don't get it. Some plants and flowers were trying to break through the ground, but now they're covered by snow. Hopefully, all of this snow melts away soon. The first flowers of spring started to break through. To break a barrier and come out of the other side. The sun finally broke through the clouds after days of rain. The flower buds started to break through and appear. Break is just the normal verb, but through represents from one point to another. If we break through something, we have a starting point and we break something to find the end point. Number 6, bloom into. I love when the flower buds pop out of the ground. Me too. I love the start of spring. Soon this whole field will be full. They're going to bloom into full flowers soon. The buds are going to bloom into flowers. To grow into a different state. The little buds will bloom into flowers. The flowers you bought for me are blooming into something special. Into in English sometimes represents a transformation or change. That's why we use it here. You can transform into something, you can change into something, or flower buds can bloom into flowers. It's a big transformation. Remember, into represents a transformation. Number 7, warm up. What's it like outside today? It's definitely not as cold as yesterday. Do you think I can go out without a jacket? I think you'll be fine. It's starting to warm up. It's finally starting to warm up outside. To increase in temperature. As the day went on, the air warmed up, making it perfect for a hike. The weather has been warming up for a few weeks. In English, there are 4 basic levels of temperature. Cold, which is the winter. Cool, which is the fall. Warm, which is generally spring. And hot, which is generally the summer. Number 8, heat up. This weather is amazing. I think this is the perfect temperature. It's so comfortable. Enjoy it while it lasts. You're right. I heard it's going to heat up next week. It's going to heat up next week. To become hot or warmer. As summer approaches, the weather heats up significantly. You'll need to heat up the soup before serving. Heat up is very similar to warm up, but they're a little different. Warm is a temperature that's very comfortable. So when we use that word, it's more comfortable. It's a nice feeling. The word heat represents the word hot, but we don't have hot up in English. We use heat, which is the noun for hot. But here we make it a verb, and it's a little more intense than warm. Number 9, brighten up. The garden looks so different now. A complete change from last week. It's amazing how spring temperatures can brighten up a place. I'm so happy that winter is over. Spring's arrival brightened everything up. To make brighter. Painting the room really brightened up the space. Her smile can brighten up the gloomiest of days. Bright is an adjective, but with some adjectives, we can change them into verbs by adding en at the end. For example, bright and brighten, dark and darken. We also have other options like tight, tighten, and loose or loosen. There are many options. I recommend studying en as an ending. Number 10, open up. It's a little dusty in here. Well, it's a beautiful day out. Why not open up some windows? That's a great idea. We can get some fresh air in here. Open up the windows. It's a beautiful day. To open something completely. The flowers open up every morning when the sun rises. When cleaning, I like to open up all of the windows to feel better. Here we can just use the normal verb open. So why do we use up? Well, up generally makes words a little stronger. It adds some emphasis. And in my opinion, it flows a little better when you speak English. That's why we use it. These words flow very well in our language. Number 11, air out. The window in the attic has been closed for all of winter. You should open it up. It's probably really musty up there. Well, now that the weather warmed up, we can let it air out. Yeah, great idea. It'll be a lot more fresh. We have to air out the attic to allow fresh air into a place. After painting the room, it's important to let it air out. She opened all the windows to let the room air out. Musty with an M is a word that describes the smell you get when something is old or dusty. It's a really great word to describe a room with a window that hasn't been opened for a very long time. So, when a room is very musty, it's a good idea to let that room air out. With this verb, we usually use the expression let something air out. And remember, air isn't a normal verb. We usually use it only in this phrasal verb. Number 12, freshen up. This room looks so much brighter. I opened up the windows and let the place air out. I think it looks a lot better. It makes a big difference. Spring cleaning is all about freshening up the place. We freshened up the place after spring cleaning. To make something cleaner or more pleasant. After a long flight, she took a shower to freshen up. Adding a few plants can freshen up any living space. We can freshen up a place or a person can freshen up. These are different contexts, but the same verb. They both involve becoming fresher. Also, we can see again the adjective fresh becoming a verb, turning into a verb with the ending en. Number 13, dust off. This place has been so dirty for a while. You're right. I'm going to clean it up. There's a lot of dust everywhere. Just look at all the dust on this table. You should really dust it off. I'm going to take care of everything and clean the whole house. I'm dusting it off for spring. To remove dust from something that hasn't been used in a while. He dusted off his old guitar and began playing music again. We should dust off all the furniture to freshen up the place. The word dust refers to like a dirty powder, and it's usually on things that you don't use for a long time. Here, it's a verb. If you dust your house, you basically clean the dust. But we use the word off here in this phrasal verb because the dust is on the surface or the furniture. The opposite of on is off. So we have to dust off the surfaces. Remove the dust. Number 14, clear out. I need you to do something for me. What is it? Go into the garage and take out all of the stuff that you don't need. I'm going to clear it out and make space. More space is always a good idea. I want to make space by clearing out the garage. To remove items to make more space. They decided to clear out the attic to convert it into an office. Every spring, we clear out the garden to make room for new plants. If you clear out a space, it's because things are in the space. That's why we use the word out. We're removing the things that are inside the space. Number 15, sort through. What are you doing with all those boxes? I'm organizing them. I want to put them in storage. Oh, that's a great idea. We can clear out the closet. I just have to sort through the things that I don't need. I'm sorting through things I don't need to make room. To organize or arrange items by going through them. She spent the afternoon sorting through her photographs. It's time to sort through these emails and organize my inbox. Sort is a word that generally means organize. If we add the word through, it's like most verbs with through because we have a start point and an end point. We start to organize, we go through all of our items, and then we finish. Then we're organized. Number 16, pack away. Did you sort through all of your stuff? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we don't need. Great, let's pack those boxes away in the attic. Yeah, we can clear out the garage and make a lot of space that way. We can pack away the boxes until next winter. To store items not currently in use. After Christmas, we pack away the decorations until next year. As the weather warmed up, they packed away their heavy blankets. Remember that the word away in a lot of phrasal verbs means it's not in your vision. And that's what happens here when we pack something away. It's very similar to the other phrasal verb, put away. We're putting things out of our vision. Number 17, throw out. Did you find anything that we can get rid of? Yeah, this whole box is full of stuff we don't need. Great, I'm going to throw it out. The garbage men will take it tomorrow. Let's see what we can donate before we throw everything out. Let's see if we can donate something before throwing it out. To eliminate things by putting them in the garbage. Every spring, she throws out old clothes that no longer fit. It's time to throw out these expired medications. Remember that Americans don't use the word rubbish. We use the words garbage and trash. These are much more common to hear in America. Number 18, tidy up. The whole house looks so much better. That's what spring cleaning is all about. It's so important to tidy up every now and then. I love when we freshen things up. Now I'm ready for the warm winter. We had to tidy up the house to start spring. To clean and organize a space. Before guests arrive, she always tidies up the living room. He tidied up his desk at the end of each day. Tidy is a word that's also not very common in America, but we still understand it and use it sometimes, more than the word rubbish. It's a word that means to clean, but not an intense cleaning, kind of like a combination between clean and organize, for Americans, anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching Everything English with John. The channel right now is going through some changes. It's a lot more work for me to record my face in every lesson, but I think it's worth it. And also, the good news is that I have a free Telegram group that you can join to meet other students and practice your English. I give English advice, sometimes some exercises, and also some common errors that you can read about and change the way that you speak. Also, in the future, I'm planning some interactive lessons for you guys, such as the quizzes that I give in the community section. So, thanks again. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. See you in the next lesson.